sitting in the dugout with a uniform, and he had a grin on him that was as wide as the home plate area. If you know Jim, he had this big cherubic face.
Yeah.
So
he had Pedro Martinez.
Wanted to address that situation a little more seriously, and that's why the fences were installed. So
right. Hey, speaking of insignias, as I was waiting for you to come down, pick me up, and bring me into the field there, the Yankee insignia, the NY, has an interesting history.
The NY logo was actually designed in 1877. A gentleman by the name of Louis Comfort Tiffany. And it was emblazoned on a medal issued to a police officer shot in the line of duty responding to a burglary on the west side of Manhattan. The Yankees adopted that logo in 1909. They also started wearing that NY logo. Other teams besides the New York Yankees, the New York Giants wore it before they went to the West Coast in 1958. The New York Knickerbockers wear it until today. So it's the world's most famous professional sports logo. And it was largely through the success of the New York Yankees and the barnstorming tours that they had gone on, bringing baseball to different parts of the globe. People were exposed to that logo, so that helped perpetuate that image. So now it's real renowned.
Okay, so we're in 2006 right now. The first time we spoke, the Yankees were up about a game and a half, 2 games over Boston. I said, I'm going to wish you luck. And then they went into Boston, the dreaded Fenway, to try to come out, maybe, win a couple of games at Fenway. And then 5, they wind up sweeping. They've barely lost the game since then. So it looks like there's a very good possibility for a Subway Series, which is always...
Oh, that's fun. You want to see...
America doesn't care much about a Subway Series, but the world does.
Well, I know they do here in New York.
Sure.
I don't know if they could match that intensity. Unless the Yankees are playing the Red Sox, and very rarely you're going to see that. You're not going to see that in the World Series. But the intensity on either the Yankee Red Sox or Yankee Mets, and especially if it is the World Series, because now you got it on the global stage a little more so than the American League Championship Series or the National League Championship, or even the Division Series. But when the Yankees are playing the Mets in the Fall Classic, it doesn't get much better than that.
And Matsui's back. He went 4 for 4 last night, so he's looking good.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at a Verizon phone. Is this the phone to the batting?
To the bullpen.
To the bullpen? I'm sorry.
If you picked up that phone, it would ring out in the bullpen right now.
If I call right now and ask for Rivera, he'd come trotting out here?
Well, he's not there, but if you call a little later on, I hope we don't need him. But that's exactly it. Just you pick it up and it rings out there.
Right. I hate to slam any teams, but I don't know that the Devil Rays I don't know. They're just having a tough season. But I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No. These 2 phones are, as you can see, in-house in the press box.
Okay, there's no phone directly to George Steinbrenner's.
No.
Contrary to.
Yeah.
Okay, dugout must be cleared 45 minutes prior to game. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to get us guys, us media types out of here.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we're walking through now.
Yeah, we're going to just...
let me kind of catch up to you now. So we have a stretcher here, I guess.
Yeah, and we're going to go to the clubhouse for a moment. Stop and see. Yumi. Hi.
Okay, the Pete Sheehy, the equipment guy.
Pete
Sheehy?
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, hey, we're in the clubhouse here. Okay, we're kind of looking around. I see. Okay, I'm sure I'm going to recognize some of the guys.
Well,
okay, who are we looking at here?
I just wanted to give you a peek in here. What's going on?
Okay.
The scallop facade. You can see the different lockers.
I said Johnny Damon go through right just now?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Yankee, this is it.
Yeah, this is it. This is the clubhouse, and I just wanted to get you here, bro. I can't stay here too long, because, I wanted you to get a look at what's going on here.
Okay. So that's what's going on in here.
Yeah.
Okay, and right through there is the bathroom. That's where I was.
Yeah.
Reggie Jackson.
Right.
Spent some time with him back there. Guidry.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Yankee. You don't get to go into many home locker rooms.
No, this is, been around here, obviously, since the team moved from 1947. And they came over here at that point in time. But prior to that, from 1923 to 1946, it was on the third base side, and eventually moved here in 1947. And this is where it's been since then.
I look at the ball players coming to the Yankees and putting on the pinstripes, and it sounds corny and all that. But when you put that on, there's something. If I were a player, I'd be going, I've arrived.
Yeah.
I'm wearing Yankee pinstripes.
If you ask the players how they feel about putting on the Yankee uniform,
there's something
very, very
Thank you.
very great about it, that they feel like they've made it. They've made it to the promised land, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that uniform with the pinstripes and everything, which became synonymous with greatness through the years.
And not
all of a
everybody
sudden
can play here.
No, no.
Not everybody can. I'm looking at the three. Boy, this was quite a trio right here.
Yeah, they were pretty good friends in their day too. They had a lot of good nights out on the town.
At least
but they were always able to get it together for the game. And as I mentioned to you earlier, in the 16-year period, these guys were part of a team that went to the World Series 14 times. So even though they liked to live life, they also were great ball players too. You got a couple of Hall of Famers here, and you got one other guy who's got to retire now.
No, Billy Martin.
He's not in the Hall. He does have a number that's retired here, so there's a certain amount of respect that you have for that also.
Well, Billy Martin, the deal is that he was fired 5 times as a Yankee, but actually, in theory, he was fired 6 times because the Copa, Bauer and Martin and I think Ford was there and a couple other guys. He was canned. The team got rid of him after that. So that was the first time he was fired.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is we're passing through an area over here which is obviously off limits to the public. This is the studio for the Yes Network.
Okay. We're in the press now.
Now we're going into the press room. This is the working press room.
Good food there too, huh?
Yeah. This is
smells good, folks. Yeah. Okay. I see Chris Russo on there. Mad Dog.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The Heinz 57. There it is.
Where?
Heinz 57 ketchup.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to give you an idea of what that new facility looked like.
Please.
So, as you could see, there are only going to be 2 decks. They're called bowls now. They're not called tiers or anything like that. They're called bowls. We're going to have the lower bowl, which is going to accommodate about 65% of the capacity, and the upper bowl about 35%. Right underneath the upper bowl is where the suites are going to be located. So we're going to have suites. We're also going to have different type of themed restaurants, and you can see the corridors that are running around are going to be a lot wider. They're going to be a lot more accessible to the public than they are today. If you go through here on a game when it's sold out, it's a harrowing experience. First of all, you have food lines tangled up with restroom lines, tangled up with ticket lines. And it becomes a problem that people have been overlooking because we've been winning. And basically that's one of the main reasons. But how long do you want to make the fan endure that type of situation? So with this new facility, it's going to be a lot different than it is today. As you can see, once again, we're going to have that freeze up underneath. The freeze is underneath the upper roof, and then on top of that you got the lights.
Right.
Yeah. So.
So that's the new Yankees.
Right. And then everything is they try to replicate the old one to bring as much of the flavor from the original stadium. We're going to be taking the Monument Park.
Well, when I was at Camden Yards, they've tried to replicate a lot of stuff at Camden Yards, and basically what they've done is made it very busy. Everything going on over there, the ivy and the.
Right.
So so this is the outside.
This is Rick Cerrone. He's the director of the Yankee Media.
Nice to meet you.
Malsman from the Smithsonian.
Nice to see you, Herb.
He's doing the thing with Visions.
Oh, great.
Library of Congress.
Great.
You did some time announcing, didn't you?
Well, I filled in for Chef.
You filled in, you filled in.
If you want to talk sometime, let me know. I'll be happy to, but I'm late.
So it's not Rick Cerrone, it's Rick Cerrone.
Right.
You got it. Okay.
How you doing?
How you doing? Hi.
Okay. How are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Thank you.
This thing's coming along good over there.
Yeah, it's moving along really well. Day by day, it's going to be. It's going to be. It'll all be done. They're going to be working hard there. They got 2 tremendous holes, so they're going to be pouring cement for about 1.5 years over there.
Yeah, so that's the other Rick Cerrone then. Okay. Now that clears up a question for me. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so
that's
Durham.
Yeah. Let's go back to
Okay. Again, we're in the press room right here. This is where they eat, and I guess there's a buffet there, whatever they do.
Yeah, this is what it's going to look like. This is what the old facility that we're in now is going to look like. This is the new facility, so it's going to be sort of raised. You might see 3 fields here. There probably will not be any of these stands here.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, and then of course you've got the roadways, you've got the transportation right here, and there's going to be some parks and playgrounds.
They did. That's a lot down here, and obviously right across.
And where is the old stadium would be right here?
This is it right here.
This is the old stadium.
This is the new one. This is 161st Street.
Oh, yeah, look at this. I'm looking right at it. Okay. All right, so that's
this is an idea of some of what Monument Park will look like. I think we're going to change some of this because we want to give those monuments a little more exclusivity.
Right.
So you probably won't see them tangled up with the numbers and plaques. And
how's Bob Shepard doing now? Just to go back.
Doing fine.
He's back on the job.
Doing fine. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. When I heard Rick Cerrone, I said, but then I said a double R. I said, I remember Rick having a single R in his name.
Yeah, that was true. Here's some of the parks that we were talking about over here. Here's what the stadium is today, and this is where the new facility is going to be. And some of the parkland alongside of this. Now, this is a very blighted area, which you see is going to have a major transformation within the next 2.5 years or so. So
there's going to be a mall and shopping. And
a lot of different.
There's some mixed feelings on the retail places around here. They stand demand things. They feel they're going to do well, but the souvenir guy, the Yankee souvenir, they feel people are not going to come to them. They're going to be going on the other side, so there's a little mixed feeling about it.
We're moving from directly across the street to diagonally across the street from stands, and unfortunately, that's the way it had to be. So we'll see what happens. That's a long way off. But this is the fascia of where the main area is going to be located. And this is pretty much what it's going to look like on the outside.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks great.
It's exciting. It's an exciting time.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
It's usually stadiums aren't doing well, then they open up a new stadium, everybody comes out. But Yankee Stadium, old or new, you fill the seats.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure.
So you don't need the new stadium to revive interest.
No, not right now, especially with the way the team's playing. I don't see us not selling out maybe every game next year. We'll see.
Yeah.
What we're going to do now, Herb, is head up to the press box.
Okay. So at the elevator here, and let me just say, you're listening to Visions, a series of visits to almost everywhere, and almost everywhere is all New York. Yankees, and we're going to be doing some New York icons. We're getting on the elevator now. The first icon to agree to do a piece was Tony Morante at the Yankee Stadium. So here we are. We'll be doing Radio City. We'll be doing Non-X. Hopefully, we're going to do some track cleaning, subway track cleaning. We'll see what goes on there. So we're going to move it around a little bit. But Yankee Stadium is where we're beginning our proceedings. And we're on the main floor now. Right
The field level.
Field level?
Yeah. So we're headed up to the press box.
Okay, we'll just keep this thing running. And nice silent elevator here. I'm impressed. Nice and quiet. I said, I'm going to wish you luck. And then they went into Boston, the dreaded Fenway, to try to come out, maybe, win a couple of games at Fenway. And then 5, they wind up sweeping. They've barely lost the game since then. So it looks like a very good possibility for a Subway Series, which is always...
Oh, that's fun. You want to see...
America doesn't care much about a Subway Series, but the world does.
Well, I know they do here in New York.
Oh, sure.
I don't know if they could match that intensity. My logo was actually designed in 1877, a gentleman by the name of Louis Comfort Tiffany. And it was emblazoned on a medal issued to a police officer shot in the line of duty responding to a burglary on the west side of Manhattan. The Yankees adopted that logo in 1909. They also started wearing that NY logo. Other teams besides the New York Yankees, the New York Giants wore it before they went to the West Coast in 1950. unless the Yankees are playing the Red Sox, and very rarely you're going to see that. You're not going to see that in the World Series. But the intensity on either the Yankee Red Sox or Yankee Mets, and especially if it is the World Series, because now you got it on the global stage a little more so than the American League Championship Series or the National League Championship or even the Division Series. But when the Yankees are playing the Mets in the Fall Classic, it doesn't get much better than that. And Mets 8, the New York Knickerbockers wear it until today. So it's the world's most famous professional sports logo. And it was largely through the success of the New York Yankees and the barnstorming tours that they had gone on, bringing baseball to different parts of the globe. People were exposed to that logo, so that helped perpetuate that image. So now it's real renowned.
Okay, so we're in 2006 right now. The first time we spoke, the Yankees were up about a game and a half, 2 games over Boston.
Sitting in the dugout with a uniform, and he had a grin on him that was as wide as the home plate area. If you know Jim, he had this big cherubic face.
Yeah.
So
he had Pedro Martinez
wanted to address that situation a little more seriously, and that's why the fences were installed. So
right. Hey, speaking of insignias, as I was waiting for you to come down, pick me up, and bring me into the field there, the Yankee insignia, the NY, has an interesting history.
The